Got to, man. Gotta bounce back. Shout out to my homie Keys, Xavier Keys, on the vocals on this. Okay. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. Grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. In grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Cause I ain't got no time to be wasting with all this music I'm making. Man, I'm tired of being impatient, so I keep making these moves here with my crew. Vow to myself to always stay true, so I don't care what nobody else do. I know why. Like an erection, bumps in the road, but no, I ain't stressing. I don't work out, but homie, I'm flexing. Every time I get on the beat and I bless it. Rise and shine, and I never let another come and stop my grind. Cause I grind all night at the gig, no lie. Then it's back in the booth for some overtime. Come on. Nope. Shout out to Miss Alma Ramos. Shout out to Miss B. I said, hey. My mom told me to get them, so I don't care what y'all say. I just keep grinding. Yeah, I stay working, cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make y'all mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. No sleep. Spit heat, killing these tracks, and I'm not gonna stop till I'm up on top where I'm supposed to be. Everywhere I go, I scream SP. We more than a crew, we a family. Working trying to get a couple Grammys, G, have them sitting on top of the mantelpiece. Thank God. Go hard, they just mad cause I'm on my job. But where I'm from is to the ground to starve. And starving, I just can't do it. Not having it, unthinkable. So I turn in and stretch arms strong, and now I can reach the unreachable. Let's go. Hey, trying to... Yo, I said I can't sit still. I just laugh at y'all haters. Cause yeah, hey, mom's told me, so why don't, let's go, I just keep, yeah, I stay, cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, doesn't it make you mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't get what you want. Whatever you dreaming for, you get out there and you get it. You make it happen. Never mind the haters. Real spill. Cause all day, always, get them. Yes sir. I'm grinding. Stay working. Hey, I said that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make you mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. Gotta. Yes, sir. Love them.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. Isn't it? I didn't even look. I'm just confident. 8:01. It's all good. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. It is Monday the 10th. What a day. The week starting off nice, right?
Yeah.
We've got great guests today. We've got a great topic for you as well. We hope that you guys all had a beautiful weekend. Our guests today are Alicia Mattews and Pranathi Sagi. Mm-hmm. See that? Yeah! When the time counts, we do it. Of Youth4SciTech. How you ladies feeling?
Good. Yeah, good.
All right. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
You know, 2 years of doing this, I just, I try hard to make people comfortable. We'll see. We got a little bit of time, so we'll see at the end how you ladies are feeling. Monica, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right. Feeling good?
Yes, I love STEM, so I'm excited for
Word. We are ready.
Yes.
So Youth4SciTech is our guest today. We'll be talking about STEM activities. We'll be talking about the community STEM activities in youth and how the new generation can benefit from them and also teach the next upcoming generation. So glad to have you ladies. But first things first, Alicia, you're on the Aurora Youth Council.
Yep.
All right. For those who are unfamiliar with that, talk a little bit about that.
Of course. So we're a group of, all high school students.
Okay.
We all live in Aurora, and basically what we do is we advise the mayor about issues regarding youth. Basically, we come up with solutions to existing problems, and we talk to the administration about it. It's a great way for students to be involved in their community, and I'm very happy that I'm a part of it.
Okay, we had a couple of members of the group on back a couple of months ago. So glad that you guys are doing good things and representing the youth well, informing the city, so they can know what's happening. Like I know you try to pass a budget, but the youth want to see this. That's good.
Right.
Now both of you ladies go to Metea. All right. And as we talked before the mic came on, Metea is part of Aurora and part of District 204, but we haven't had many Metea students on. We're glad to have you ladies. So shout out Metea. How's life at Metea?
So
that says a lot right there.
So last year, Metea was kind of crazy. There was a lot of there's a lot of people at Metea, and I like that it's a really big school. And this year, administrators are definitely more strict because with COVID and all students remote, it's definitely changed a lot. And I think a lot of students they've had behavioral issues last year because just coming back from COVID to in person, it's just been tough on everyone. So, but this year Metea is doing really well. They have a lot more stricter rules, and the administrators are definitely more strict this year. And I think Metea, what I like most about Metea is their community. They have a lot of clubs and a lot of sports where students can get involved, especially in STEM. I think after COVID, they've had a lot more STEM clubs, after Youth4SciTech too.
Yeah. I think, this is my second year at Metea. My first year was that weird COVID year, but if you've looked at our school stats, we do have an award-winning music program. We have really strong academics, but that doesn't, what's on paper isn't who we are. Even though we're a pretty big school of 3,200 or so, we're a community. We have really unique and fun activities, Mustang Mania, Day of the Life, and it's just a great community for you to be a part of, even if you're not in anything else. As long as you're in the school community, it's you're part of something bigger than yourself.
I've heard good things about the school experience at Metea,
definitely.
and I've heard good things about the staff and the administrators. So it's good to hear that perspective from yourselves right now. You and you mentioned Key Club. I heard you say that a couple of times. What is Key Club?
So Key Club is an international service organization. It's actually not just in Metea. It's in a lot of schools. It's humongous.
Across the US.
It's across the nation, divided into districts. Districts are divided into clubs. Nationwide, basically what you do volunteer service. All of your service is it's out of the goodness of your heart. It benefits society, and you get to see tangible results.
last year, just wanted to shout out Alopi Shah, our previous Key Club president, and Roshni Kutti, who is our current Key Club president, and she's on the Youth4SciTech board. They organized fun service events like creating dog toys for dogs in shelters, creating pillows for kids in hospitals, and so on. And being on the board of Key Club, I get to see how this affects people and how they benefit from it. So Key Club is an awesome club at high schools.
Definitely helps a lot of high schoolers
you
know what it means to like help the community, and their service events definitely do that. So I think it gives a lot of perspective to high schoolers.
Right.
And boy, doesn't it feel good doing something out the kindness of your big old heart, right?
Yes, yeah.
Telling you, that's where, see, that's how I've always been able to see, because I've worked with a lot of young people and volunteer activities for years now, and that's how I can tell who's above the pack a little bit and who's not. You know, the people who are getting up at 8 a.m., there at 8 a.m. to make it happen, that's the kind of activity that really makes young people shine and helps and benefits society too. All right, STEM: science, technology, engineering, math. What do you ladies like most about it? What attracts you to STEM activities, and what's the beginning and the genesis of Youth4SciTech?
Yeah, so I've always really been interested in like technology and computer science. So that's mainly why I created why I created Youth4SciTech, not STEM.
You created it? Hey, this like, oh my goodness gracious, National Geographic. What?
Sorry, no, I created Youth4SciTech.
Isaac Asimov.
So I think it all started when I was in my engineering class my sophomore year of high school, and I just noticed that there weren't a lot of girls in the class. So I often like felt lonely because I just like felt afraid that like I shouldn't like talk in class or anything like that, because like, you know, there weren't many girls and I felt like kind of overshadowed by all the men in the class. So I think that's why I really wanted to get into like starting Youth4SciTech and you know, my interest in engineering and technology. So I think after like that experience, I kind of wanted to give, you know, girls more experiences in STEM, and that they shouldn't be afraid to do like whatever they're passionate about. And that's what like, you know, inspired me to start like computer science events or coding events for Youth4SciTech, and that's what I want to continue to doing as a president of technology. I want to make sure that all youth individuals and even girls have those opportunities to pursue technology and computer science, despite like, you know, if they face discrimination or prejudice for that.
Right. Okay, in 8th grade I was like a child, but I was in District 204. I was at Granger. The problem with Granger is that it's a really, really good school. I know that might not sound like a problem, but everyone there, they were all really strong in academics. There were people who were showing like early signs of STEM aptitude. They were incredibly smart, and I felt like I didn't have I felt like it was just a competitive environment, and that like I didn't want to study more or like take competitive classes just to like be better than people. I wanted to create something that represented my interest in STEM. So I called up Pranathi. I was like, hey Pranathi, do you want to start an organization? Like randomly, and she was like, okay. I was interested in STEM a lot earlier than that, but I never really expressed it because again, the school is very competitive. Yeah. And like I didn't want to define my identity with STEM.
But I'm curious though, what with the competitive nature, why didn't you want to? What was the reason for not wanting to?
A lot of my friends who were like really into STEM, they kind of made it their whole personality. Like they were like, okay, like let's code and like let's spend all of our time like creating this or doing that, and I was like, that's not me, that's not who I am, you know. And
if you make something that is a little bit better, perhaps they could perceive it as trying to knock down what they're doing.
We're not that mean.
Right.
We're not that mean, but I don't know, I don't remember if I was worried about that. Might have been, but I don't think they were that. Okay. I mean, they were just really, really smart. Like people like Granger, they were geniuses. But I decided that like Youth4SciTech represented my personality more than just like getting really, really into STEM. Like I'm gonna code a robot and make an AI or something. I'd rather just make a youth-led organization where people can make tangible change in their community. Like that was who I was.
Yeah, and our whole like we just wanted to create like a friendly like atmosphere and environment where everyone could could ask me or Alicia questions about like, you know, opportunities in STEM, and we didn't want it to be like super, I guess, like competitive on them. Like we just wanted to like have them be in an atmosphere and environment where they would be fine with asking us questions, and you know, like if they have questions about, oh, like how do you code this, or oh, where can I get more resources to code this language or something like that, we just wanted to give that to them. So we really just wanted to encourage every single person in our organization to reach their fullest potential.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of young people learning, becoming familiar with, and investing their time in STEM activities?
Yeah, so I think I kind of realized this after we started the summer programs at the Alive Teen Center. I think, you know, it doesn't like really matter if they want to go into computer science or don't want to go into computer science. I think computer science, it just has so much value in their lives because it teaches them like important skills that they'll need. Especially in the future, I think like computer science is gonna be just developing more and more, and it teaches them so many skills in like creativity, problem solving, and thinking analytically, which they'll need in any field they do. And it teaches them that they shouldn't give up and keep on trying. I think with coding, it's easy to get frustrated, but you know, I think just teaching them that like there's resources in STEM and that they shouldn't give up and just do the best they can with coding. I think that's what I wanted to teach all these young children interested in STEM.
I can't code at all, so I can't really attest to that computer science part. But I think STEM makes you an all-rounded person.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just your knowledge in science that'll help you in your everyday life. STEM teaches you how to work with others, how to solve complex problems, how to analyze things deeply. And specifically with our summer camps, our students, they almost never got like those itemized instructions that's like, number one, pour 50 milliliters of this into that. They didn't. They were allowed to like explore each experiment and understand its real world significance. So just getting a basis in STEM is more beneficial to your life than not having the basis in STEM, because it just teaches you so many other skills. So
Learning is important, especially the development part of learning. People are learning things at different paces. Simply, as you mentioned, right, pour 15 milliliters of this, step A, step B, step C, sure, right? Steps are important if you're making a cake or something like that. Life isn't always going to be that rigid and able to be fixed simply by pouring the correct, and I think engineering is a good example of that. I mean, what does rescue look like after a hurricane as opposed to after an earthquake? I mean, what will it take to build a solid foundation on sand? These are all the kind of things that need to be experienced in life, and that's a collection of, it's a collection of experiences that can make a person good at that. Or rather those kind of activities. The time is 8:15 a.m. Good morning, Sherry Winchester Schultz. Loving the topic, knowledgeable, lovely guest. Well, thank you very much. I have a step grandson at Metea. Oh, Sally Bice. Shout out. So we got some Metea folks. Told y'all. See? We love it. Shirley Daniel, good morning. Heather Capel Azam, good morning to you. And Michael Rayford, good morning to you as well. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, good to see all of you great people here. And Greg Zilioli. The time is 8:15. Okay, so when you at Metea, all right, how do you go about meeting and sourcing new young people to take part in Youth4SciTech? Is is it open to everyone? Do you have to be a Key Club member, or are you filtering students who are involved in other specific activities for that, or is the club and the board open to anyone?
Yeah, so Youth4SciTech is really inclusive to everyone and everyone that's like interested in STEM.
Okay.
I mainly like marketed the event in my computer science classes and my engineering classes because I knew that, they'd probably be interested in STEM. So I just talked to them about like if they want more experiences in coding, or if this is something they're really passionate about it, or if they want to explore their passion even further, that they should join Youth4SciTech. And I think, me and Alicia, we mainly market it towards anyone that's interested in STEM, like mainly through our STEM classes and even in Key Club. But it really, it's a really inclusive environment for everyone. So
I like that.
Yeah.
Funneling that down, so here's essentially how our general applications work. So we have our international organization. It's not affiliated with a certain school. We have right now over 40 internal team members. 50? 50, okay.
You got 10 people out there like, what? Come on, bro. I thought I was down.
We have over 50 internal board members.
Okay.
We have an international following of over 1,300. That number keeps increasing every day. And we are not limited to a certain school. A lot of our 6 countries, forgot to mention, 6 different countries are represented with at least 3 people per country. We have people all over the world. We have a lot of people in India, a lot of people in Canada, a lot of people here in Europe. Europe is not a country. A lot of people in multiple countries in Europe. My AP US history knowledge is like coming out. My AP world knowledge is like leaving. But so essentially you would apply on our website, and we would review your application no matter what school you go to or where you're from. And we would give you an interview based on like your qualities or characteristics, and then we would decide whether or not you're a good fit. So our marketing is mostly in person and through social media, but we will accept anyone.
Yeah, we accept like anyone that's like, we really look at like the personality of each of our members and see like what they would bring to Youth4SciTech. But yeah, we have a lot of different people from different countries, and I think it started with COVID, but it's still growing, that number.
For those who for any young person who may watch this or may listen to it later on, what are some key industries where science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are important and going to be worthwhile in the future?
Yeah, so I think honestly STEM is necessary for all industries. I think just establishing a foundation of STEM when you're younger is like necessary for any industry or any like job you go into, like whether it be like business or like other majors. I can't think off the top of my head, but I think what STEM does is it fosters a growth mindset for everyone, especially when you learn early, and it teaches people that they should never give up. And I think fostering that growth mindset is so necessary for each kid's development. And yeah, I think that's really what our organization tries to do. We really want every kid to know the opportunities in STEM and know that they should never give up pursuing that, and fostering that growth mindset for each student.
Fostering that growth mindset. I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
The time is 8:19 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Our guests today are Youth4SciTech board members. Not just board members. You're the vice president and you were the president?
We're both co-presidents.
See? How democratic is that, right? Oh, man. Alicia Mattews and Pranathi Sagi. Monica, would you take a brother to a commercial? Thank you very much. I'm going to deliver some of that local news for the benefit of our people real quick. Good morning to you all. If you just tuned in to our fantastic discussion, we're talking about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics today with great people from Metea. So before I get into this local news, I want to shout out Metea Valley High School. The Mustangs. Go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs.
What's the sport you guys keep kicking butt in over there? Is it soccer? You got a great soccer team, right?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. Oh, those are they won a mayor's award too, right? Weren't they at the city hall? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the soccer team. Okay. Shout out to our friends as well of NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Community presentations are coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Now that you know that we had Nami on the show twice last week, talking about mental health in the African American community and in the Latino community as well. Here's what's coming up. Ending the Silence, designed for middle and high school students, parents, and staff. Ending the Silence is a 50-minute in-school presentation during which participants learn about mental illness directly from the family members and individuals living with mental illness. Sharing Hope, part of the Black community. Join us as we are led by presenters of the Black community and organize welcoming, safe, and culturally competent community conversations to take on stigma and stereotypes. Topics include how do you heal, the art of healing, and smile on your journey. And then is Compartiendo Esperanza. Are you part of the Latinx community? Join as we are led by presenters of the Latinx community and organizing welcome, safe, and culturally competent conversations that take on stigma and stereotypes. Topics include Sanando Juntos, Healing Together, Las Raíces de Nuestra Sanación, The Roots of Our Healing, and La Mesa, The Table. Last but not least is In Our Own Voice, delivered from someone in recovery. This unique presentation shines light on the journey of someone's life experience with mental illness. Great stuff. Shouts out to our friends of NAMI KDK. KDK stands for Kane, South, and DeKalb. And since we're going to keep it with STEM, our friends of Wabansie Community College, they have a great Latin in STEM event. How do Latin people negotiate their various identities while navigating the STEM world? What methods can we employ to imagine a different STEM landscape, one that is free from the barriers that Latin people face in STEM? How can we foster transformative critical thinkers within the Latinx community to best equip them with the challenges they will face if they pursue STEM? This is going to be Tuesday, October 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. in Aurora, downtown's Wabansie Community College campus, 18 South River Street, room 250. Guest speaker will be Dr. Maldonado. She received her PhD at the University of Illinois in Chicago in the medical chemistry program. Originally from Miami, Florida, she obtained her Associates of Arts in Chemistry from Miami-Dade College. She went on to receive her Bachelor of Science in Chemistry as a Ronald McNair Trio Scholar from Florida International University. The time is 8:23 a.m. Saul Olivas, good morning, good to see you. Rena Sherian says, great to see our young generation taking leadership roles. I agree with that, Rena. I like that. Shout out to Rena. See, she's saying what we thinking. How about that? Tracy Duran, hello, and good morning to Michael Rayford. We have a FAFSA workshop via Zoom 1013. I will email you the information today. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Rayford. Okay, now you mentioned when you were in, I think, your engineering class, about how you were the only girl in the class.
Yeah, I was one of the only girls.
One of the only girls in the class. I'm curious, how did that make you feel, knowing that you're one of the only girls in the class, but loving the class?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, I think I was just like really lonely because it was like in Zoom too, so I couldn't really talk to the other girls too, and when I had questions, I would kind of like shy away asking them because I was like afraid of being judged, or like being judged that like my questions are stupid or something like that. And I think that's something I wanted to change in STEM too. I just wanted women to not be afraid of expressing their voices and to not be afraid of like the stigma in STEM for women especially, or like if they represented a small minority. So the part of the reason I created Youth4SciTech was to empower more women to be part of STEM, and I realized that this wasn't just an issue that I was experiencing. I talked to like other women from our organization in different countries too, and they said that they like felt the same way. So I like even partnered with a couple other organizations like Girls Tech Together, and they're another like youth-based, or they're a 501c3 organization.
Girls Tech Together.
Yeah, so they basically teach young girls like in elementary schools how to code in code.org and like provide more opportunities in computer science for them. So that's what I wanted to do in Youth4SciTech too, like just give more resources in computer science and engineering for women, because I wanted them to have, I guess, like a better experience than I did in my engineering class.
But I'm confused. Wait a minute. But how can that be, right? Science, technology, engineering, math. How could it be that there's no women involved? That doesn't make you think that there wouldn't be, right? How could it be? How could it be that there's very few women represented in there? Why do you think that is?
I think part of the reason is because of the stigma. But I also think that
What's the stigma though? What stigma?
like stigma that women, I guess that since they're underrepresented in STEM, they're kind of afraid of pursuing their passions. But I think that what I wanted to do was just give them more resources in STEM, and that's why I joined so many, I joined Girls Who Code 2 and Girls Tech together again to see what I could do for more of these women to be part of computer science. I think now it's a lot better though, because a lot of my friends are doing more STEM related events now. So yeah, I think that's the difference I wanted to make.
Seems like the world. I'm just gonna guess here, right? Because remember, we got to save the world. We got how much time we got? We got about 32 minutes to save the world. I think that maybe the world thought that women couldn't do it, right? Maybe women can't build rockets. Maybe they don't know anything about propulsion. And I want to tear that down. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm interested in tearing that down. The thought process. We need people to look at themselves like, I can do it.
Yeah, I think that's the mindset I wanted to give women too, because a lot of my friends in engineering classes too, who were girls, they were kind of discouraged too, if let's say their design for something didn't work, but then a lot of other people's did work, and they're like, oh, it's because I'm a woman and I'm one of the only women in the class, that's why it didn't work. And I'm like, no, that's not it, because I think we really need to challenge their mindsets that just because they're underrepresented, that doesn't mean that they can't do something, and that they should be able to do whatever they want, and they could even do better than the men that I guess some men discriminate them for
absolutely
not being able to do.
Yeah, it should be fuel on your fire.
Yeah.
Right? Ain't that right, Alicia?
And it's not even it's not just women too.
Right.
With men, male nurses, those aren't common.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's something that a man can do, and women can be nurses, women can be STEM professionals, men can be STEM professionals.
Yeah.
The gender roles that were assigned don't reflect their ability to perform in those roles.
Right, absolutely.
So no matter what you do, as long as that's what you want to do and you're good at it, I don't think these gender roles should exist.
Yeah, I guess what me and Alicia wanted to do was kind of change this narrative, and we didn't want to judge anyone, regardless of their gender, race, or anything, to just provide more resources in STEM for them, and we don't want to discriminate anyone based on that, and we just wanted to create that environment of safety for each of our.
Good, kind of like Good Morning Aurora, right? We don't want to hey, we just make the you come on and tell us about STEM or cats or food, anything. Now you've also done and worked with the Alive Teen Center, okay, in some STEM activities. Talk about those. How was that? What was that experience like?
Yeah, so I think that was when Youth4SciTech officially became official and making a difference in our communities. And basically what happened was, I think for Alive Teen Center it was 3 days, and then for
the one in Aurora.
Yeah, the one in Aurora, and at the Naperville location it was 5 days. So for the Aurora one, what we did was we did a computer science one where I taught them how to code through code.org, and we just kind of let them do it on their own because we wanted to give them the freedom instead of giving them instructions this is what you do, first step, second step. We just wanted to give them that freedom. And then we also had a lot of science experiments on your side. Again, we just kind of gave them the freedom to kind of explore it on their own. We also had.
Can I talk about that?
Yeah, you could talk about it, but I'll talk more about the technology side. Even at the Naperville location, we started charging each person that attended $25. So that's kind of the business side to it. And then for technology, I kind of just introduced more, code.org lessons, how to code their own game, which they really liked, and I was kind of teaching them the basic commands in Scratch. And I just let them do it on their own because we didn't want to be the type of people that would tell them oh, this is step this is the first step, this is the second step. We just kind of wanted to give them the freedom.
Right. The reason why Pranathi knows a lot about the tech side is because we split it half-half. So Pranathi handled the tech events, I handled the science events.
Yeah.
So just one quick thing before I go into the science events. Like the students who needed the structure, we had like a guided lesson. But the students who were ready to like go out on their own and just explore, they were given the freedom too. And regarding the science side, so at Alive Aurora, we had a medical fair. This was run by us, and we had a medical professional come in as well, Laura. Laura was awesome. Shout out to Laura. So essentially what we did was we had different stations. One was the medical equipment, so we had things like blood pressure cuffs, like what else did we have? We had like a stethoscope, items like that. And we also had a suture kit. So the students with heavy supervision were so they didn't like, I had to say that.
Oh God.
we had the medical professional like hold their hand and like watch them. But they were allowed to suture on a silicone practice pad. We also did medical trivia. We did drawing of like certain anatomical structures. And we created a lung in a cup, which is it shows like the diaphragm and how it helps you breathe. So the students are able to like learn something that actually is relevant to them. In Alive Naperville, we did a water filter, so students could make their own water filter.
Extracting DNA.
Oh, wow.
That was an adventure.
And they cloning humans at Alive, y'all.
Well, we didn't have strawberries, but that was like a lot of people enjoyed that. We did engineering. What else did we do? We had a lot of backups, and a lot of things went wrong. We recovered from all of them with our millions of bajillions of backups. We had a lot of upsets. I had an injury, like the computer stopped working halfway through, like things happen.
But we were able to
we made it. We the kids had fun. They told me they learned a lot. Sorry, one specific story I have to mention.
Absolutely, please.
I was injured, so I wasn't able to come one day. We were doing invisible ink, and one of the students, he wrote "Get well soon" on a piece of paper with invisible ink, and it was so adorable. I was like, ah! And that was a class troublemaker too, so it was amazing.
So it was double
amazing.
adorable.
Yeah.
He never pays attention, but he did.
It was incredible.
And I think that's like, and even when you had your injury, we had so many people cover too. Like our executive team was amazing. They were just like, "Oh no, I hope like we were all hoping you're feeling better," but we were just all there, and that's what we like. Youth4SciTech is. It's really a community where we're all just there to support each other.
Now, Youth4SciTech, you ladies mentioned that it's on social media. What's the outlets that you ladies have, and how can people find you on there?
Instagram at Youth4SciTech. Our website is kind of long, but you can find it on our Instagram. It's a Wix domain, which is why it's so long. We're gonna get a new one.
HWTTP 689.
We also have LinkedIn. It's Youth4SciTech.
I think those are main platforms.
Oh, we have YouTube, by the way. Youth4SciTech.
And a YouTube, okay. Youth4SciTech on all the platforms. Okay.
TikTok too? I don't think so yet, but
I don't have TikTok.
we're creating it.
We'll see. Science and technology. Some of those engineering and TikToks are kind of cool. You find yourself staring like, oh my God, look how they did the smasher. Have you guys seen that? The smasher, where it smashes anything.
The hydraulic press?
Yes. Yeah. The hydraulic, right. The smasher. See, it's the benefit of STEM right there. How about that? Maria Chirito, good morning to you. Gopi Sagi, good morning to you. Elizabeth Alexander, she says, great job, Alicia. FRCC Sharian, very promising young generation. And Sarah Abraham, good morning to all of you wonderful people. Glad you guys are here. The time is 8:35 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora. Monica, would you please be so kind as to take us to a commercial and give us maybe like 2 or 3 local pieces of news? And then we will come on back for more STEM.
All right, good morning, everyone. Here are your local headlines. Real news, real people, real stories, 100% Aurora. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. Saturday the 15th of October, there will be a great workshop and seminar taking place at Cottonseed Creative Exchange, located at 64th South River Street in downtown Aurora. Our friends of the Neighbor Project, Aurora FEC, and Duarte Realty Company. How do you pronounce that, Curtis?
Duarte.
Okay. Duarte Realty Company are coming together to inform the community about budgeting, finance, and so much more. To reserve your seat, you can send an email to, I'll put that in the chat, or text or call 331-999-2498. See you all there. The Kane County Health Department is proud to announce the Nurse Family Partnership. This program pairs eligible mothers with a personal nurse for free. From pregnancy to the second birthday, the partnered nurse will provide support and guidance. Referrals are open. For more information, call or text 224-227-4476 with any questions. And you can see all those details on the flyer. Wednesday, October 19th from 2 to 4 p.m., the DuPage Kane County Disability Resource Committee will be having a hiring event taking place at the downtown Aurora Centauri branch of the Aurora Public Library. This event is free and open to the public and aims to help diversify your team with awesome candidates. Shoutouts to our great community partners and sponsors like AID, IDES, and Wabansi Community College. See the flyer for more details or scan the QR code on the flyer.
That's right. That's right. That's a fact. Here's why that's a fact, and here's why that's important. Thank you very much for that wonderful news, Monica. Curated just for you listeners. I like that event because once again, right? We have to have people see themselves in these roles. People should look just like you. You shouldn't look at something and say, wow, there's no me over there. You should be able to occupy any space you want to occupy. If you want to be the first captain of the ship, you can be that. You want to be represented in STEM activities, you can be that. If you, yourself, think about being on the board of the Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley, you can achieve all of those great things. You'd be able to. The time is 8:38. Okay, here is where the conversation gets fun. Emir Jarianar, good morning. Good morning to you too. Mathew Sagi, great job. Alicia and Pranathi. Y'all getting a lot of props in the chat. The chat is blowing up for you. Tracy Hodges is here. Good morning, Tracy Hodges. Restoration 1 Fox Valley. So many great people and great businesses represented. And Monica put your Instagram link in the chat too, so people can find you on the gram. The gram is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the gram. God, what was life before Instagram?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we take part, or when you ladies take part in the activities, the doing of the thing, right? Coding. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel to do the coding? And for the young kids who have those wide-eyed thoughts, and then they actually get to make or push that control, or whatever it may be, what's that feeling like?
Yeah, so I think just like that feeling was kind of like I just felt very empowered, and I just kind of felt like a proud mother. Like I was teaching all these kids like how to code and giving them that freedom. It just made me feel like I was really making a difference, and that's just a feeling I want to continue making a difference on in a lot of different communities, not just here, but I guess like nationwide, just making that difference for all these children to learn how to code. And it just made me feel more proud and, having this ability to make a difference. And I just want to continue spreading this empowerment and trying to empower more kids to code. I think that's what I really wanted to do.
I know I say I hate coding, but last year I won a hackathon. I think it was the second Do Re Mi Hacks. It was run by Major League Hacking. I think that's the premier hackathon for high school and college students. I did not code at all for that. I worked on the design. Basically what we made is this AI that tracks your facial movements, and you can create music with your face. It's a very cool software, but it was my first win in coding ever.
Good.
And it shocked me, but I also felt like I was on the moon. Like I was over the moon. It was incredible. It was so great. And if every student could feel that at least once in their life, I think we would have achieved our goal. Like that.
Absolutely.
That's our goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who have been some of your mentors?
That's a good question. Regarding mentors, again, I've never taken a formal computer science class, but right now I'm self-studying AP Computer Science Principles through Harvard's CS50 AP class. The lecturer for that is my icon. Like, he ripped up a phone book on day one. I think it's like David J. Mallon or something. I'm not sure. He ripped up a phone book on day one, and then he started explaining like binary, and I was like, okay, this is the class I want to be in. This is the person I want to learn from. Yeah. He's one of my major mentors. And then my science teacher in 7th and 8th grade, Amy Hudson and Kelly McShay, they were amazing people, and they knew that I liked science, even though my science grade was not the best. They gave me a lot of opportunities, including the opportunity to go to, I think it was Expanding Your Horizons. That's when I learned what I wanted to be when I grew up. I wanted to do psychology. They had like a virology, psychology, medicine immersion program system there. It was like you would listen to medical or science professionals, and then you would like learn what it's like to work as a science professional. And those teachers and that program, that was like my life that year. So definitely shaped me.
I think I want to give a shout out to my computer science teacher, Mr. Fox. He really got me interested in computer science, and he was just really there for me if I had any questions, or if I wanted to pursue, if I was going to pursue computer science, like where I could get the resources for that. And I think his teaching style, like just helping me no matter what, and just being there for me if I had any questions, it's really what got me interested in computer science. And I want to be like him when I'm as president of technology in Youth4SciTech. I really just want to create like a comfortable atmosphere for all these students to know that I'm always there to just support them in their computer science journey, or if they're interested in that, like I'll always be there for them to provide them with more resources in that.
The time is 8:43 a.m. You're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Our guests today are the board members of Youth4SciTech. Emily Bowe, good morning to you. Rasna Giri, good morning to you. And Paul Cherian. Boy, I hope I got that right. Good morning to you too, Paul. Good morning to you. And Jennifer Ryan Mayton is here as well. What does the world need that it does not have?
I think really, I know I say this a lot, but I think just more resources in STEM. I think more kids these days, they should learn how to get involved in STEM, and I think more students should be part of organizations like Youth4SciTech and even Girls Tech Together, which I was part of for a while, because every kid should be part of a community where their voices are heard and where they feel comfortable in, and that's what Youth4SciTech does. We really want a community for everyone interested in STEM, and I guess just having more of these organizations really just helps everyone find their way or find like their home, because they're just part of some place where they're finally able to pursue their interests and pursue their passion, and they're not afraid of like being judged for that, and that's what Youth4SciTech does.
In addition to that, I'd say mindset, because like I didn't think I was gonna be sitting here talking to you both at like 8 something in the morning.
I didn't either, right? It took forever to get this interview. This was a hard one.
I would have never imagined that I would be here. But if there are any like kids or adults who are like, hey, I might never get to that position or that job or that program that I want to be in, well, you can do it. Like, if like the world is comprised of infinite realities, then in at least one reality you will be achieving all of your dreams. So
That's a fact.
yeah, you
That-
you gotta pursue it. You gotta like
I'm gonna come back and
mindset.
listen to just that part
Yeah.
again. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like the way me and Alicia went about Youth4SciTech, I think that's why it's where it's at right
Yeah.
now. Because we were scared at first, like starting an own.
It was on
our own-
impulse. It
Yeah,
was on impulse.
we were like,
Let's
it's
do
gonna
it.
be so
Yeah.
hard, like, are we actually like gonna be able to do it? But then we just went for it, and now we have like so many people from like all over the world, and we have so many followers on our Instagram. So I think just going for like our gut feeling, and despite like us being afraid of starting our own organization, we went for it. And
Yeah.
I think that's why I think just Youth4SciTech and creating that is part of who we are now.
The
So
world needs more people who can just go for it.
you
Yeah.
just need to go for it.
Just need to go for it.
Oh my God, that's the quote of the day. Just go for it. That's a fact. The world needs more people who just go for it.
Yeah.
That's a
Right.
fact.
Absolutely.
God, that's such a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
And I am devoid of some examples at the moment, but I would wager to bet that in the history of the world, in engineering, tech, going forward was probably the thing that saved the whole or created the for example, this I do know, like when it came time to advance technology from the Franco-Prussian War to World War I, how are we going to make advances on the battlefield? Rail lines, logistics. We need to get troops from Berlin to Russia. Change the gauge, right? Okay, well, the tires do not fit our track. Let's widen them. So just go for it. Just do it. It doesn't have to make sense, right? If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen.
Right.
Whew, this is a great episode. We gotta have a part 2 for this. All right, the time is 8:48 a.m. Now you met Mayor Irvin.
I did.
Tell us about that. How was that? He just went for it. Like, give me your hand, bro.
So the Prisco community, I think it was in the Prisco Community Center. Mayor Irvin was talking about this was some years back, talking about like his experiences and like upbringing and stuff and like leadership. It was a leadership seminar. I was like, okay, my life goal is to shake Mayor Irvin's hand. Like right then and there, I told my dad on the drive home, like, okay, I'm gonna shake Mayor Irvin's hand. It has to happen. Mm-hmm. And then like some years later, here I am, getting like inducted into the Aurora Youth Council, and I get this like paper certificate thing that's all fancy and stuff, and I had the opportunity to shake his hand. I'm like, okay, let's do it, yeah. But the problem is my hand was like kind of limp, so it looked like that, but it was worth it. I got a picture, like a zoomed in picture, yeah. And it's like my profile picture now. So
nice,
yeah,
nice. Your hand like this. Okay, just to recap, so Instagram, LinkedIn, mm-hmm. You guys can be found as well on Youth4SciTech. You also have a webpage as well. Now, the Aurora Youth Council, are you on the Youth Council, Pranathi?
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're not on your Aurora Youth Council, but for anyone interested in your Youth Council, they can find the link for that on the city website page and everything.
Yeah.
Now, does the Aurora Youth Council, I know that you report to the city on what youth in Aurora need. Do you liaison and do any STEM activities under the auspices of the council? Are you involved in STEM activities with that? Does the council do STEM stuff? Or is that separate from Youth4SciTech?
It's separate from Youth4SciTech.
Okay.
I'm new to the Aurora Youth Council, but like we focus mainly on like what the youth needs right now. And I think we're working on like a couple different ideas, but we may go into STEM in the future, so not sure right now.
Okay, cool. I wonder that because I would think that with all the activities that you do, just kind of wondering where the line is drawn. I'm sure that you could update the city on what is needed. I know the city gave extra funding that was in our news a month ago to some STEM activities for the east side of Aurora, for District 131, I think it was. So just kind of seeing how that would go. Interesting. I guess I got to do my own research on that. The time is 8:50. All right, we got 10 more. Have we saved the world yet?
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, I think the sun is definitely shining right now. When we talk about the STEM activities, though, and Metea Valley High School, do you, as part of either the Key Club or Youth4SciTech, what other schools and teams do you liaison with, meet with, or do you work with any other ones? I mean, does Wabanzi have its equivalent of a Key Club? East or West High? How do you work with other high schools in STEM activities? Do you at all, or would you be interested in that?
Yeah, so right now we haven't partnered with too many STEM clubs. We just partnered with during COVID, we partnered with a couple other organizations like AI Bytes for You, which is like an artificial intelligence organization.
AI Bytes?
Yeah, AI Bytes for You. It's
Okay.
like a computer science, artificial intelligence organization just like us, or just like Youth4SciTech. And then we partnered with Girls Tech together. But we haven't partnered with too many too many other STEM organizations. It was just the Alive Teen Center recently, but that's what we're planning on changing, because we find that when we, partner with all these other organizations, we make such a big difference. We make a bigger difference in our communities because we're able to kind of combine both our organizations and create something for these students. Like, I remember when we partnered with AI Bytes, we did couple different coding events where I would teach them how to code, doing or how to use JavaScript coding, Python coding, and then AI Bytes would teach them how they could code their own website or how to code a completely new coding language. And we even had guest speakers, and we found that when partnering with these organizations, we made a bigger difference on getting more youth involved in computer science. I think that's what me and Alicia plan on doing in the future, just partnering with all these other clubs and organizations.
Right.
Adding to that, we have, in our growth, we basically had 2 stages. So the first stage is our remote stage. We had a lot of remote events with international organizations as partners, such as our intro event. We did not have a partner, but we had 2 speakers, Rafia Siddiqui and Bart Mandrala, I think. Mm-hmm. They were both professionals, but they were not associated with a school-related club. But now we want to move into that local field, and even though we're not currently partnered with any clubs outside of Metea or a good number of clubs in Metea, we have a lot of students going to schools in the Aurora Naperville area. Yeah. Even in other towns in this area of Illinois too. But we're planning on working more with their clubs other than working with the people, because we already have a pretty big network of people. We just want a bigger network of clubs. So that's in our second phase of development, which we're working on right now.
Good stuff. Glad to hear it. The time is 8:54 a.m. Samuel Townsend, good morning. Tilu Miriam, good morning. Josue Pais is here. Good morning, y'all. I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, better late than never, brother. George Champ, good morning to you as well. I'm sure that you ladies both have proud parents.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
Yeah. They're on there, actually.
Yeah, they're on there.
Already? They better be, right? Yeah. Dad, did you see my interview today? Oh, I was working. No, what? How's it feel?
Yeah, I think just having parents that are there to support you has definitely fostered our growth. Because I know my parents, they're not trying to they never necessarily push me to do computer science, and they never were you need to do computer science, or you need to go into the tech side, because that was something that I genuinely just found a passion for myself. So I think having my parents not push me to do something, and they've always supported me, that no matter what field I go into, they love me no matter what, even if it's not technology. So I think just the support they've given me, even when creating Youth4SciTech, has really helped, and has helped Youth4SciTech grow, because I think our parent support, just having more support, has helped us initiate more activities, and they've even given us ideas how we could kind of reach out to more STEM. or sorry, how we can reach out to more youth.
Yeah. And they played a big role in our development too. Like even with our summer camps, I can't drive, so they had to drive me there and back. And with the medical fair, a lot of my mom's a physical therapist. A lot of our resources were from our parents, and a lot of our knowledge, especially my tech knowledge, is from my dad. So my parents, I can say this about I don't know about yours, but like they are like they're the only reason I'm here. Yeah. Well, literally, but also like
figuratively.
Also figuratively.
Both, yeah.
Both, yeah. I'm very thankful for all the resources that they've given me. I know that like I'm gifted to have parents who can like drive me places and give me the resources I need to succeed. So yeah, hopefully they're watching this and like they're like, oh my gosh, she called me out. Sorry for that.
Yeah, and I think it helps because like our parents, they're both doing like science technology, like my dad's in the tech side and my mom's in the science side. So I think also just talking to them has kind of given us more guidance to kind of start Youth4SciTech. And I guess like their unconditional love has like really just helped us grow because like we just know that, you know, no matter what we do, they'll still love us. So
awesome. Nina and Joseph, good morning to you as well. Time is 8:57. So the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the people and the youth of Aurora?
She's like she's really positive. So
me? Okay, thank you. My message would be don't treat us as an example or model. Treat us as a goal, because you can get here and you can get to a place higher than us. You can be anything you want to be, but don't make us the limit. The sky is the limit, okay? Yeah. Like, use us as something that you can learn from, but you can achieve more. So just go for it. Do what you want to do. Achieve what you want to achieve. And, like, we're here if you ever need help. Reach out.
Yeah. And yeah, she can be like a motivational speaker, like go on a TED Talk. But yeah, I would honestly just say like the sky's the limit, and like honestly just like do whatever you're passionate about. Like me and Alicia, like even though we were scared of like the possibilities of Youth4SciTech and like even starting our own organization, we just did it, you know? And I guess like now because of that we're just a lot more stronger. So the sky's the limit, and just do whatever you're passionate about, and don't be afraid of like what other people think. Just do whatever you're passionate about.
Yeah, be you.
Yeah, be you. Yeah.
That's a great and fantastic message, and we appreciate you ladies coming on to the show, telling us about all the good stuff that Youth4SciTech is doing, in addition to the Key Club, Aurora Youth Council, and other like-minded organizations. Shout out to the Live Teen Center in both the Naperville and Aurora locations as well. Andy Rubio, what's up? Okay, well, this was a great way to start the week, right? We saved the world. We did. Look at that. I can already tell the birds are chirping even louder outside. All of you guys, tune in tomorrow for another great episode of Buenos Dias, Aurora, and we will follow up this great episode today with all of the pictures and stuff that you guys can see what's going on here in the City of Lights. Take care of yourself and each other.